This edition of Football Friday is presented by the West Virginia Lottery. When you play, West Virginia wins.
The Mountaineers have arrived here to the team headquarters as they get set for tomorrow's game against the Horned Frogs of TCU. Along with Coach Dwight Wallace, I'm Tony Caridi. So, Coach, here we have statistically some offenses that look incredibly equal. Points pretty much the same, other statistical categories the same. However, TCU's got Casey Pawhaw back. He was rusty a week ago after coming back since game number 2. He was out with a broken arm. What are your expectations here? Can Pawhaw make the difference to this offense?
Well, I'm sure they think so, and it's always good. You always feel like you're back home again. You know, when you get your quarterback back in the saddle. You know, the other kid has been very productive, so I don't think you can poo-poo too much of that because they got two good guys. We sort of have to play them like Kansas State, where they played two quarterbacks. They're both good guys. They both do similar things, so you don't have to prepare for two game plans. But I would think they'd be an improved team with their quarterback back, yes.
You take a look at West Virginia a week ago. Obviously, they struggled offensively. Dana Holgorsen says it's a matter of execution. It's a matter of a missed assignment here or there. They're not all that far away. Give me your take on what you're seeing.
Well, it is. We've always said it's the ultimate team game. And, you know, you got 11 guys out there. You know, if you got a great pitcher in baseball, you can cover up a lot of stuff. But in football, 11 of them have to get their job done. One doesn't, you've got a problem. And that's kind of what's hurt us, I think. You know, there are times during those games, as we look back over the season, we're pretty good. But there are times also we've got one guy breaking down here, one guy over there. So it's consistency, it's confidence. It's maybe getting off to a good, fast start to get this thing rolling, start moving those chains, and see what happens.
On the injury front, good news for a couple of guys. Pat Edgar, who was sidelined last week in game, is back. Darrell Worley, the talented freshman cornerback, also comes back. This team obviously had some depth going into the season, but as the season rolls on, your pieces start to dissipate, and as a result of that, fortunately, they had a good week of practice health-wise.
Yeah, and I think getting those guys back's got to be helpful. There's no question Edgar, I think, is a real key guy for us. And having him in there is important, not just from what he does, but just having his chemistry, what he brings to the huddle, what he brings to the sideline. So, yeah, I think that's all good stuff. So I think having those guys could be key for us.
Both teams identical records, and both still have aspirations for a postseason bowl game. You've got to get this one if you're West Virginia as you look down the road to have a legitimate chance of talking about any postseason play. Should be an interesting game. We invite you to join us on the Mountaineers Sports Network tomorrow for all the coverage. Along with Coach Dwight Wallace, I'm Tony Caridi here on the Friday Walk-Thru.